Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you guys for joining Professional Women in Real Estate episode 2. That means we had so much fun 2 weeks ago. We have moved on to the second episode. We are extremely excited. So, thank each and every last one of you for joining us today. My name is Letitia Grant. I am the president of a Women's Council of National Association of Real Estate Broker, and it brings me great honor to be here today. Women's Council is near and dear to my heart, of course, clearly because I am now the president of the organization. But Women's Council, we promote financial literacy and the development of men and women in the real estate industry. So, again, I am excited to be here. I will serve today as your host, and we have none other than Miss Latanya Donaldson as our fearless co-host. Hey, lady.
Well, hello there, Madam President. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're already in our second week. And I am so excited to be here co-hosting with you again. I think we make a pretty good team.
I think so too. So I'm definitely grateful to have you.
So just a few comments. And by the way, I'm Latanya Donaldson, Vice President, Director of Multicultural Lending for Prime Lending. Our organization is so proud to support the Women's Council of NARAB and its work to empower strong women to make a positive difference in our society. Our organization reflects the populations and values of the community we serve, and we are committed to encouraging and celebrating a diverse and inclusive culture. Through organizations like Women's Council of NARAB, we're actively working to support women and girls through advocacy, promoting financial literacy, and advancing positive economic change. So, again, I am so thrilled to be here and very excited to hear more about our topic on social media. I'll turn it back over to you.
Yes, well, thank you. And also, what Madam Latanya Donaldson failed to mention today is that she is one of our proud sponsors, not only for this particular platform, but so many other areas within Women's Council. So we definitely thank you for your continued sponsorship and all of those fabulous things that you said about Women's Council. So we're definitely grateful for that. In addition to Miss Latanya, we also have Bank of America, Change Code, as and Chase as our sponsors. So, without further ado, there's one other young lady I'd like to recognize before we get diving deep into our platform for today, and that is our chair, Madam Cassie Stanley.
She has me. Okay, thank you for unmuting me. It's a pleasure to be on our second episode. I am so excited to be on the platform with these ladies today. Madam Latanya Donaldson and Madam Frank, we excited to have you today, Madam President and Madam Cecilia. And I hope the audience and just sit back and enjoy the comments they're going to hear today from the professional women in real estate. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so very much, Madam Chair. You know, things get done around these places because we have someone like Madam Stanley standing in the background, making sure that we're going in the proper direction. Well, now that we've gotten our business out of the way, now it's time for us to get down and dirty as we talk about social media and the professional woman. Now, Latanya, you and I are social media friends. We're friends on Facebook, one of those platforms. And I think we may be friends on Instagram as well. So oftentimes, ma'am, I live vicariously through you and your beautiful vacations in that backyard. Let me tell y'all, during COVID, I don't know what it is that was going on, but Latanya said, I am tired of a regular backyard. And she transferred her backyard into an oasis.
And you know what, Letitia? There's a loan for that. And you can certainly.
See, look, there we go. See, that's why we make a great team. And we'll talk about that loan for that a little bit later as well. So, guys, in addition to myself, our co-host Latanya, we have brought on two young ladies, one of them who runs the social media for Women's Council. That's none other than Madam Cecilia Marlowe. Madam Cecilia Marlowe actually serves Women's Council as our corresponding secretary and our social media expert. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And it's always a pleasure to be here with such esteemed women. And I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Good deal. Now, I have known this lady for some years. So I asked her to send me a bio, but sometimes reading a bio can get just a little regular. So I'd like to do something a little bit different with her. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Miss Summer Frank. Summer Frank was previously served as the landlord liaison for Section 8 housing here in Houston. She has an extreme passion for affordable housing. That passion that she brought to Section 8 actually turned to her working as a social media expert. And I know she's very modest, but I'm just going to tell you guys, she has transformed so many businesses when it comes to social media. But one of the things that I love about her perspective when it comes to social media is reputation building, and that is where she stands strong on. She wants to ensure that the reputation that you build on social media is one that you can stand by. We also talk often about likes not equating to financial gain. So those are some of the things that I have her to bring to the stage today. Summer, you have served with us on so many different levels and so many different platforms. I want to publicly thank you for being here whenever I need you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Summer Frank, also known as Frankly Summer, to our stage.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I appreciate what you said. So, yes, I am very passionate about the things I like, and I go all in.
So it looks like we have passion all over the platform today.
Yes.
Love it.
Well, here's what we'll do. Because our audience came here for a reason, and the topic is social media and the professional woman. Oftentimes, and it took many of us some time to get acquainted to social media, and social media doesn't just mean Facebook. So I'd like to kind of start talking about the reason why we're even here. So let's just jump right into it, and I'm going to start with this statement. In 2003 was the launch of the platform called MySpace. Now, if I'm dating myself, oh well. So I actually had a MySpace account. Since then, there have been several platforms to make a wave across the country. Summer, why do you think that social media has gained so much traction?
Social media is one of the ways where you were initially able to connect with your friends and family who live out of state or maybe even out of the country. And with everyone getting on the platforms, it now has led to businesses using that as opportunities to reach their target audience. I love social media. And when you mentioned MySpace, I spent countless hours building my page with the right music and the right everything on MySpace. And now that I look back, I guess I kind of realized that's whenever I knew I liked social media, when MySpace was out, because I was always on it. But I just think it's a good way for you to interact with other people and understand what people are thinking, have conversations, and just have fun, especially during COVID. You know, how we were able to go live all the time. I never was really big on going live, but suddenly I started joining these different groups and doing the different happy hours, the virtual ones. And so it just made sure that we were able to connect with people and still feel alive. But social media is only going to continue to grow. I mean, it's only been around for a short period of time. Can you imagine what it's going to look like in the next 50 years?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so I think this nicely segues into the question I had. So, the subtitle of our episode is social media. It's the new, or the subtitle of our episode is social media. It's the new way of life of can we do without it? So, Summer, from your perspective, what would you say? Are we at a point that we cannot do without social media?
I know I can't do without it, but I think that social media is here to stay. I can say that most of my clients, when I first started, they tend to be individuals who made their careers, of course, before social media was popular. And so now that it's here, even though they already have, they are considered successful, they want an actual digital footprint because they didn't have one. Because there are people who are out there who have less experience than them who are actually reaching more people just because they actually use social media. So for that reason, I do believe it's going to be here to stay. And I believe that if you want to own a business or be successful in any kind of way, you should definitely join the bandwagon. But you
You
just
have
be
to embrace
mindful.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be mindful how you do that.
Mhm.
You know, with that being said, Cecilia, I actually have a question for you, Madam Cecilia, and that is from an organizational standpoint. How important do you think social media is for us as an organization?
It is critical. Many of our, our members, those that are watching to kind of try and figure out who we are, what we do. Social media is really the first place that they go to get to know us, as human beings, but also to get to know the organization, the work that we do, and to see if they want to be a part of it. So, in any business, in our organization, although a nonprofit, it is still a business. And any business, the presence that you put out there and what it is that you're promoting is generally what's going to attract like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
And so, it is extremely important and critical. And you can actually see just from the data and the algorithms that work in the background, who's watching what are they interested in? And so from that perspective, we have to have social media, and the consistency, I think, is really the key around it.
Yeah.
And people will go to your social media sites before they even go to your website.
Absolutely.
You can
Professionally,
have
I actually have a testimony for that. I have a young lady that called me and she said that we're fake. I follow you on social media and I'm calling you because what I've seen you post. She then went to my website and her third step was to call me, but it was social media, website, and then she picked up the phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question. This is for both of you ladies. We've been judged on how many times, or I'm sorry, how many likes we receive from a post. Is the like button relevant to financial success, do you think?
That's an awesome question. And I would say no, that it isn't. First, I would have to say were the likes actually on your personal page or your business page. Your personal page, you don't have any statistics that will speak to you to let you know how your business is performing online. But on your business page, you do. And on your business page, you may have 0 likes for a post, but you may actually have booked appointments, DMs, people contacting you, calling you, and you wouldn't know that just from the fact that a post actually has 0 likes.
Right. Right.
But I do think that there is a correlation, right? So I believe that your personal page influences whether or not people even go look at your business page, right? So from they want to actually kind of get a feel for who you are as an individual. And from a professional perspective, that can be a challenge in terms of balancing what am I actually putting out there on social media such that people do get to know me. And I'll say it also speaks there's a very age specific way in which content and how it's curated and created and put out there that is going to attract different types of audiences as well. So I know that in our, I'm a lender by trade, and in our office we have millennials. And the millennials are always saying, Cecilia, you always post nice, friendly stuff, and you always post inspirational. But who are you? Right? When I go to your social media page, I can't really tell like who you are. We know you're a mom, but like that's all we know. So I've been trying to get better, but me personally, I'm super private. Like I don't want everybody in my house.
Well, so which brings me to, as industry professionals, is it important that we maintain a level of professionalism virtually and in person? And give us some tips on our social media presence. What are some of the things we should not post as professionals? And how do we get the audience to know us without telling them everything, which you just talked about?
Yeah.
That's a really great question. I personally think my grandmother used to say everything ain't for everybody.
Come on with the grandma quotes.
So there are some things you are not going to see me, for example, in Jamaica in my bathing suit. Now you might see me in Jamaica, with a nice sundress on, right? So you still get to see a glimpse of, what my personality is, what I like to do. But those personal, private, intimate details of my life, I'm not for it on social media. And I even encourage my son to be mindful. He's 14, so they are all over social media. Be mindful because you don't know, this information is here. It's just here. It's data. It's out there now. Once you put it out, there's no taking it back. So I do think that there is a way to be tactful and to also let people in our world. Now, let me just say this. If you post your swimsuit, that's on you. I'm not judging. I'm just saying what works for me and what doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're similar on that. I don't I'm private as well. I used to post more, but once my business picked up, I really don't post as much on my personal pages. However, for my clients, I am very mindful. Yes, I manage your business page, but I also manage your reputation. Yes. And if you being a swimsuit matters for your industry and what you're doing, then let's do that. But if it's something where, depending on what your job is, what do you do for a living, then I'm going to tell you. I will always give the honest opinion of things, and we can decide how much we can or won't do from there. Yeah. Because some of the things can possibly come back to, to haunt you for whatever reason. Because I recently had a conversation with a fitness client that wanted to, they were asked to, they were promoting a product, and based on them posting it, it was something scantily clad. And I was like, you also have a full-time job. And I don't think that this represents your work brand, who you are at work, even though you're actually, your passion is in another industry. So I think those are all the things that we have to be mindful of, because it's very important. That really can come back to bite you. Can you imagine if you have a side hustle and then somewhere at work, you're having a conversation with your boss about what you did on the internet because of your side hustle? Yeah. So no, I'm not okay with that. We can talk about it, but if I see it, I promise you, they will get a call from me, a DM.
I think that there's
rewrite this. I'm gonna rewrite this for you, and you just copy and paste.
Here's the deal. There's no manual out there, right?
Right.
Sometimes I always say there needs to be a book on social media etiquette. Because, to your point, I mean, even people with that I know professionally, I'm kind of blown away sometimes, like, oh, I didn't really need to know that about you.
Yes. Agreed. But you know what? I think most of this conversation is that there needs to be a happy mix. There needs to be a mix of the social media. And Madam Cassie, you can kind of talk to us about that, because before social media, my grandmother would tell me, Cecilia, don't walk out of this house rough dried with no rough dried clothes on. Now, first of all, it took me a second to figure out what rough dried was, right?
Oh, Letitia, you went way back on that one.
But all of that goes into how you present yourself.
Exactly. And so I'm probably the most senior one on this platform today, even though I'm the youngest. But
you're just pre-social media platform.
Right. So this is a new platform for me, but we were raised, what you're willing to show, you're willing to give, right? And you should always be a lady. And so I was raised by my grandmother, that you always present yourself as a lady. And so social media is something brand new. And I certainly do agree with both of the ladies. This is about professional women in real estate. And so that's the image that we want to project, not your personal image, as Madam Cecilia said and Madam Frank said. I appreciate the fact that your private life is your private life. Mm-hmm. And we're on this call today because we know that you ladies do this. The ladies that are listening will get good pointers, and they will understand how do you present yourself in a professional manner, because who's going to be looking at you? You never know. And so thank you, Madam President. Always present yourself as a lady. That's what we were taught when I was coming up. Cross your legs, ladies, when you sit down, right?
Okay. Yep.
That is correct.
So let's talk a little bit about building our platform. How with all of, because we've just kind of had an exchange of a lot of grand information. We've told the audience what rough dried means. We've taught our audience about behaving like a lady. But let's talk about building that social media platform, because we know that there's a need for social media presence. Yes. But how do we get started with building that platform?
I would say to get started with building your social media professional platforms is to one, think about your brand. You need to think about what you represent and what you stand for. And then once you do that, it's going to position you to be able to curate a feed that speaks to your target audience. It'll make it much easier, because otherwise you'll always be wondering what's opposed. What does this mean? What does that mean? So you will start off with that, deciding on what your brand is. Then that will allow you to be intentional. So you'll always do everything with a purpose. So when I create my clients' content strategy, I'm always mindful of what the end goal is, and I'm intentional about every single thing that's done. There's nothing that's done that actually doesn't have a purpose. Anything I have an explanation for. There's a reason why it is being done. And so you want to make sure you have professional headshots, right? Here's you want to be viewed as a professional, you need to get professional headshots done. Okay, because people will treat you sometimes according to what your headshot looks like. And if you are saying that your the price of what you're selling is a certain number, but your headshot does not fall within that range, in terms
or
of,
you can be like LaTanya, because every time I do a flyer, I'll send it to her with one headshot. She's like, girl, that's not me anymore.
That's my point. That is my point. That is
very good.
Point. So once
that is
you do
hilarious.
that, you can have one picture. You don't even. I have the same picture on all my social platforms. Anywhere you see me, you know that it's work related. It's the same picture.
Yeah.
In some branding photos, and I use them everywhere. So it's consistently the way I look everywhere. And then, so once you do that, now you're ready to decide what platforms you want to be on. So decide what platforms you enjoy the most, you're probably going to engage with the most, but also where your target audience is.
Yeah.
So if the target audience isn't on TikTok, you don't have to be there.
So again, this is to both ladies talking about TikTok. So we talked about MySpace earlier in the conversation. So YouTube launched in 2005. We gained knowledge of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and some point over, in the last 20 years. Now we have the popularity of Reels that I still don't understand, and TikTok. So first of all, share what those are for our viewers that are not familiar, and then tell them why you feel they have become so popular. And I would say probably in the last, I know TikTok for sure, in the last couple of years.
So I'll jump in. So let me just first say that I have a TikTok account. However, my 14-year-old saw the app on my phone and said, "Mom, you are too old to be there." Okay. So I'm embarrassed now. I do not TikTok.
Very good.
Is it really though? Because I know just even at Prime Lending, we're starting to integrate that application into our marketing. I would challenge that. I'm starting to see a lot of more professionals leverage TikTok to, for their businesses.
You know what, LaTanya, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to tell you, I TikTok because I'm not really savvy at establishing a video. And I have been able to create videos in the manner that I want to using TikTok. And I've done it even with the homes that I'm selling. So I chop it up, break it up, add song to it. So I've used it as a method of establishing a video.
Now that's what I use Reels for, right?
Okay. What's the difference of the two? Is it just preference?
I think it probably is. And I think audience reach, I feel like, depending upon, again, what Summer said in terms of where is your target market, right? So I don't know that the person that I am, who is in my target market is necessarily looking for my TikTok, right? Now, here's the other part about that. I don't really do well with dancing on the screen, right? So again, there's that separation of home, like at home, fine. On video for everybody to see me make the misstep, probably not. right? So,
Yeah.
so that for sure
Very
is my
good.
personal preference, right? So with the reel, I can actually assemble various pictures that I have, still pictures in my phone, add music behind it, put a couple of little splashes somewhere, and still get the same type of traction that I want. That a TikTok, which I'm gonna overanalyze, probably not feel good about. It's just so okay. So the answer to your question is, for me, reels are safe.
Okay.
That's
That's the answer.
a good answer. I actually like both of them. But of course I'm on Instagram most of the time. That's my favorite platform. But I think that TikTok may be easier to use if you understand it to create your content. But for Instagram, I actually find it faster just because I have content on my phone. I can pull a video in there and do that. And most of my clients are there as opposed to TikTok. So it's just easier because I don't have to remove the watermark from TikTok in order to post it on Facebook. I mean, on Instagram. But yeah, I prefer the TikTok creating the content on there, but I like Instagram better.
See,
Gotcha.
Madam Letitia, I don't know if listen, I'm seeing part 2 coming on because I'm like, we need tutorials.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
Agreed. Agreed.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yes, because I'm just feeling so lost right about now.
Look,
And let
and
me
look,
tell you,
it's
your
like when we
son, when he
attend the
mentioned,
meetings and they're using the scan code, we need more information.
that's right. Your
Okay.
son, who suggested that you delete the app of TikTok, is probably because he didn't want you to see what he's TikToking.
Yeah.
We're mostly not. So we have an agreement. We're mostly not social media friends. He told me I should stay on Facebook. Instagram is beginning to age me out as well, per his opinion. Okay. LinkedIn, he doesn't care about. I'm not on Twitter. He's on Twitter. So, but my siblings are friends with him. So he knows that he's got to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I am on Instagram. I do like Instagram. I think that that's a great way and a great age group and demographic, for me. But TikTok, and the reality is, even once I downloaded TikTok and I told him, I said, well, hey, look, I'm about to post this. And he's like, well, you're using it for the wrong reason. I'm like,
Oh,
but what am I supposed to be using it for? I'm just so I agree with you, Madam Cassie and Madam Latanya, that we probably need a class to understand which platforms are for what usage and for what targets.
exactly.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
good.
reels for me are hilarious.
On TikTok, I actually find, like, for me, the reason why I liked Reels and TikToks a lot is because I learned things from it. And that's where I end up getting content from for my clients. So I'm always looking at hashtags and seeing what's going on. But I find my age group on TikTok.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's not hard for me. But if I'm just mindlessly scrolling, I'll probably see more younger stuff. But I tend to get more business related things that cross my feed. So business and motivational. So it's kind of different for me. The silly things is usually something that someone else sends to me. And then now my algorithm just goes crazy.
But I definitely need to find out about all of the social media platforms because my youngest son, I have been searching for his platform because I caught him one day with his camera up and he was lifting weights shirtless. But I have yet to find that on his Instagram page. And I know that was somewhere because he thinks that he is the finest thing since sliced bread. So I need to find out about all the social media platforms and find out where else is he lifting weights.
Now, I'm a very good armchair detective.
Very good.
Keep that in mind.
I think that kind of speaks to something that you just said, right? From a business perspective. When we're looking at business and how we utilize social media to our advantage, the reels, the TikToks, what it is a way for us to, in video, relay a message faster than somebody having to read through a long text, right?
Okay.
And so, again, my son will look at my YouTubes and he's like, Ma, that's way too long. Like a minute is most, right?
Okay.
The way in which we want to, and many generations now, I think, wants to be able to dissect and process information is video. And they want it quick, clear, concise.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know,
And
that's
it's
something
very
also that we
short.
want to be mindful of from a business perspective. And Reels allow us to do that. You know, TikToks, I guess, allow us to do that. But that video piece is something that I think is really becoming important as well as as we continue in the business world.
Right.
And yeah, I agree. The shorter the video, the better.
Yeah.
The more views and eyeballs you'll get on it. But in terms of the content, that's when you got to be mindful of who you're actually targeting. Because if you're targeting a millennial, if it goes longer than 30 seconds, if they give you 30 seconds, consider yourself lucky. But
Yeah.
someone our age, we'll definitely check it out and see what's going on. But
Mhm.
it does have to be short, concise, to the point, and that is something that you have to plan everything out. And so, just to talk about social media and how you get started, well, you can dive into also with content. You have to plan everything out, including how your reels will go, or at least what you're going to say. And that actually helps.
Yeah.
Starting with your brand is a great way to go.
Mhm.
Well, Cecilia, I think it's time that we bring our audience into this platform. What is it that they want to know? What questions do we have from our audience
We
today?
definitely have a few questions in the chat here. So, Madam K. Thompson asked, after the headshot, then what else do you share? How often should you change your headshot? And how do you keep from getting frustrated when you don't see the engagement that you want on social media?
Those
Very
are great questions.
That's a great question.
Yeah, really good. After you do your headshot and you decide what platforms you want to be on, the biggest thing is to literally come up with a content strategy for that particular platform. One thing you don't want to do is spread yourself thin. So, for example, if you decide Facebook and Instagram is what you're going to do, you don't have to be on LinkedIn, TikTok, or any other platforms, because the content that you share may need to be delivered in a different way on each platform
Very good.
for it to perform better. So those are things you want to consider when you're deciding that, because when it comes to engagement, if you have low engagement, it may mean that your audience isn't, you're not actually tapping into what they're looking for. So you have to actually find your target audience online, and then you're going to provide information that they're actually seeking.
Okay, very good.
And I think that also speaks to kind of the consistency. I know for me, and Summer's probably going to smack me on the hand for this, but I'm an automation person, right? Because the reality is in the lending world, I cannot be on social media, 3 platforms all day engaging. It doesn't work. So, so for me, in terms of just creating the content, I like to use apps that I can automate. And I know that for the next 10 days, this is the content that's going to be out there. For the next 15 days, this is the content. Now, will I go in from time to time, every couple of days, maybe, I guess, to see if somebody's responded, or I've gotten an inbox or an inquiry or a notification? Absolutely. But I do think that the consistency, when we don't see the engagement, either our messaging is wrong or our consistency is off.
Yeah.
Very good information.
Those are good points.
Yeah,
Very
I
good
agree
point.
with you. But no, I would not. You're good with the apps. You're good with scheduling. Like, that's always the way to go. Because I schedule things for my clients, because I wouldn't have the opportunity to do each one individually. So yeah, scheduling is the way to go, because that's where you start creating your content strategy, and then you can plan it out for the rest of the year. You can go by quarter. You can do every 90 days and have a theme that you focus on. And then the next 90 days, you focus on something else. And you can have that already scheduled where you don't have to actually daily post, but then all you can do is go back and look at the comments that you may have. So you can use apps. Like, I have a service where the comments will actually feed into the actual app, and you can comment there.
Oh,
So can we talk about some apps maybe?
I think you know what, when she said that the comments can feed into one app, you can answer from there. See, that's where I struggle. I am known for being inconsistent when it comes to social media. You may see me one week, I'll have something every day. So I like to share from other places. I'll just share, and every now and then I'll have a bit of me. I'll give you a bit of Letitia, and then I'll go back to just sharing professional posts. But if we had one place, that would be awesome. So absolutely, let's please talk about some apps.
very
Can I
good.
share something that I'm really excited about for today? because I noticed that people do suffer where, like, if I say a pain point for a business owner, it would be the scheduling part, definitely. So I actually today I'm releasing my own scheduler. It's the Frankly Summer Publisher. And
Okay, very good.
Wow, nice.
Congratulations.
I will
Congratulations.
offer all of you 30 days free today.
Okay.
Yes, with I have a promotion that's going on, and I sent the information to Letitia with something that I'm offering, and it'll come with 30 days free. And I would also have a group session and answer all of your questions and show you how to use it. But I promise you, it would save you so much time.
Yeah.
And I did this based on my experience and seeing what people's needs were. Like, what's your pain point? What bothers you the most about social media and being a business owner? And it really fell in line with either captions or the scheduling part. And I can help with both.
Okay.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Very
I'll
good.
certainly be in contact with you.
And I think it will actually do all the things that Cecilia was thinking of and more. Because we can pre-schedule things with articles. It makes recommendations of, let's say if there's certain industries or certain topics, we can schedule that for the rest of the year. And you don't ever have to go back and look at it.
That is
Awesome.
phenomenal.
That's amazing. That is amazing. You know, I every once in a while I get a chance to look at some of the analytics, and so for me, and the content is one, the scheduling is another. But then also, one of the things that I'm noticing recently is that given the audience, there's a specific time of day that they're actually on.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And there are peak times, and so some of the tools that we're currently using will tell us, no, don't post that at 7 a.m. Post it at 3 p.m.
Mhm.
Right.
Good information.
And so it gives us it has really intelligent information in the background that also, helps you to be able to highly target who it
Yeah.
is that your audience is and when you're most likely to reach them. So I think that's important as well.
You know, another thing, Madam Cecilia, based on our audience, I think also that they have an expectation from Women's Council. So what would you think that your audience is expecting from you? And then you deliver that, and that will also increase the activity or the traction that you're getting. So I think it was Madam K. Thompson that asked about not getting frustrated. You then have to kind of think about it. I can't be Summer. I can't be Latanya. I have to be Letitia because my audience is expecting Letitia from Letitia. So when I go in trying to be someone else, I mean, I have a friend that I went to high school with. My expectation from him is that I can go onto his page at any given time and have a good laugh. So I don't really expect him to be serious on social media. I expect him to be fun, funny, and entertaining. And with Women's Council, I do believe that I've gotten so many texts from all of the things that you've been posting and the things that we've been sending out. They're expecting for us to continue to motivate the women in the industry. So, yeah, so I do believe definitely we need to kind of think about that when we're considering what to post and what our brand will be.
Absolutely.
So, Madam Chair,
yes.
do you have any close? Because we are right at the end of
We're
our
at the end, and you know what? We've been in business since 1971, but we have to get on board with the changes. And so these two ladies today have enlightened us and told us where we need to go, things that we need to do. The excellent questions that came from Madam Latanya was great, and I do agree that we need a training. But I know that the Women's Council is going to the next level. And just to be able to present the information received today and to hear the comments has been awesome. And so thank you, Madam President, for getting us to the next level. You know, I guess it's what level is this? It's not the millennium. It's the what level that we now have to come on board?
I am an exennial.
Okay. So anyway, whatever level we're on, thank you for taking us on that platform today. And thank you so much for everyone who attended. Congratulations on your new platform that you're putting out on scheduling. We all need to know about that. And Madam Cecilia, you are very informed in the social media arena. We're proud of you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. So it has been a pleasure as usual. And thank you, Madam President, and everyone on the platform today, and all of the people who signed in to hear about professional women in real estate and where we're going. Places.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, Madam Chair, we don't want them to stop today. We want them
No,
to
we don't.
continue. And we want them to join us again on May 5th, where we talk about home ownership has a different definition for us. And it's the driving force for women homeowners.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah.
So we want them to tell their friends, tell everybody.
Yeah.
Log on May 5th, and you will be blessed.
You know what? I think we can just drop the mic right now. Log on May 5th, and you will be blessed. and guys, you know what? I have to make an announcement. You know, unfortunately, my fearless co-host had another obligation on May 5th. So Madam Latanya will not be joining us on May 5th. So I know.
Miss you. We're gonna miss you.
We definitely are
I'm going to miss you ladies as well.
But there is a one thing that you said during our broadcast today, and it was there is a loan for that. So I would like for you to close us out on the there is a loan for that, because next time when we're here, we're going to talk about the different meaning and whatever that meaning is, whether it's you want a backyard for your kids. And I tell all of my clients, your first home doesn't have to be your dream home, right? Because evidently when you bought it, it wasn't your dream, but you did something to make it your dream. So can you close us out on what that something was?
Sure, absolutely. No, and I look forward to you guys having that conversation. But I was talking about a renovation loan, and I think that especially in the environment we are. I mean, what's the number one issue right now? There is no inventory.
Exactly.
Right? So I think that there are different loan products that we offer, many mortgage companies offer, that if we put enough education out there, you can leverage these products to kind of put you more back in the driver's seat. So what I was talking about specifically on that, my personal testimony, I used a renovation loan. Okay. And that's how I was able to, to your point, Madam Letitia, go create dreams in my space. So there are a lot of different products out there. And I think that the old adage, it takes a village to raise a child. And I think we have the right platform to educate, particularly in our community. When we look at we're lagging behind and the homeownership rate. So, but there are products that are out there that can answer, some of the things that we're experiencing right now.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we will see you on May 5th.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy. Thank you.